guys, bright and early Saturday morning. Today is, Saturday, February 22nd, and it is essentially the official first day of yard sailing. Now that it's starting to warm up again. Looks like the high today is going to be 65 degrees, and right now it's supposed to be 56 outside. It's just about 9 a.m. I know, a little bit of a late start, but that's okay. Go get some Starbucks and get on the road and get this party started. Come with me. Let's go have some fun. Okay guys, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I'm not going to get a ton of footage of the yard sales today, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. People don't like being filmed, especially here in California, especially with the types of yard sales that I'm going to be going to. Got a lot of pallet resellers and stuff like that. They don't want to be seen on camera for some reason. So I'm going to get you a little bit of B-roll of some of the yard sales, but the main goal of today is to kind of talk to you about my process of doing yard sales. In the future, I'm going to have some buddies helping me do the filming, secondary camera and all that, and then it'll be a little bit different. But for now, I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I get asked while yard sailing, while I actually yard sale, because it's going to make the most sense. So yeah, let's get moving. Sometimes I like to do little cruise bys, see if there's anything worth having, but there really isn't. This one isn't even worth getting out of the car for. It looks like it's been clean picked through already. So I was driving over to Starbucks just now, and I just realized that there's going to be gosh, probably far more questions than I can answer in a single video regarding all of the strategy that I put into doing yard sailing. I've been asked a ton of questions about it too, and you guys know how I am. I can't give you a short answer. Everything that I answer, I'm so particular. Like, all I care about is the details sometimes, because I say it often, minutia matters, or the details matter for what you're doing, because small things give you a competitive edge. One of the good first ones to start off with is, hey Jay, what time do you actually leave in the morning to go yard sailing? And I'll be honest with you, there's strategy to going early and there's strategy to going late. And I know that sounds ridiculous, because everywhere you go, you hear, go early, go early, go early. You got to be the first one out there. Got to get the good stuff before anyone else. I don't care. I've been doing yard sailing late, where I will leave the house anywhere between about 8:30 and 11 o'clock. 11 being really, really late, but usually around 8:30, because the reason is I just need to go get about $500 worth of stuff. That's what I consider just a good working day for me, is $500 worth of inventory, and I can do that in probably about 2 hours. It's not that difficult. And every now and then you're going to have those days where the yard sales are trash and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not telling you if it's your first time yard sailing you're going to go out and get $500, because in reality you're probably not going to. If you go out early, yes, you have the early advantage. You're going to get items first, but there are advantages to going late. If you go late, you get to deal with a different mindset of seller. The person's been out there all day. They're tired. They're ready to pack everything up and get inside. They've either satisfied with the amount of money they made, or they simply have not made enough. And if they haven't made enough, then they're probably going to be itching to do some business with you. But either way, they're ready to call it a day, and I found that works out pretty well for me. And if they have made money, great, they're in a great mood, and they're more willing to do great business with you. When I go to yard sales too early, and when I say early, I'm talking, the 5:30 a.m., you get out there and the people have the flipping headlamps on. When I go to yard sales early, I've come to see that people are very firm on their prices. They don't want to negotiate. They've just put the stuff out. What reason do they have to give you a discount? No one's even tried to buy the item yet. But if you're like the 10th person to try and buy an item and they realize, man, I'm not going to be able to sell this, other people have negotiated with that person before you, shaken down the price a few times already. They've hit their baseline once or twice, and now they might be at a point where they're like, well, if I don't pass that baseline, I'm just simply not going to sell this item. So, again, to make a long answer to a simple statement, I would say leave whenever the heck you feel comfortable leaving. So I don't leave earlier. I'm just too tired. I got way too much going on. So even right now, I'm in the drive-thru at Starbucks. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to get a breakfast sandwich into me, and then I'm going to get trucking. I'm going to go find some yard sales. I usually say that if I can hit the first door by 9 a.m., I'm pretty happy with that. I give you a timestamp on the last one. It is now 8:53, so I will hit a door by 9 a.m. Go early or go late. Do whatever makes you happiest. Just remember, there's pros and cons to each. You get there late, yeah, you're going to miss a heck of a lot of items. Doesn't necessarily mean they're good items. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're reseller items. But it's no different than showing up at a thrift store on a Monday and picking up great items that were there all weekend long. It's the same difference. So if you're going to do it, go when you, go when you feel happiest about leaving. And if you can go to work and you can have a smile on your face, I promise you're going to make more money than the person who's miserable at 6 a.m. There's my 2 cents. This is another great one I get. Jay, what's your strategy when you go yard sailing? Oh, look at that, extra lighting. So, I get asked often, what is your strategy when you go yard sailing? I get in the car and I go. I don't use any apps. I don't check the internet. I don't pull up maps. I don't do any of those things. I just get in the car and start driving. And after a little bit of time working your specific area, I'm pulling up my Starbucks so I can pay for my coffee. After working your area for a little while, you'll come to realize which streets are going to have the highest density of yard sales. Now, sometimes you're going to win by density. Just having a bunch in one area is going to do you really, really well. And other times you're going to want to go to the most expensive yard sales that you can find. You're going to want to go to ones that are, where you've got a lot of money, rich areas of town. And that's what I mean by expensive, where people have the money and they have really, really good stuff. But the thing with those is that if you go to those ones, you're going to notice a lot of other people are going to go to those ones too. I personally like to go to the ones that have essentially nobody going to them or nobody at them. Rich versus poor areas. I like working the poor areas. I have found people who are predominantly lower income are less concerned with receiving max value on their items. They're more willing to negotiate. There's a certain level of urgency to make money sometimes. They'll have a higher variety of general consumer goods, and they'll have a higher variety of sell-through goods. So we're talking items like trading cards, video games, vinyl pops, collectibles. There's a certain subsect of the population that will spend money on specific types of luxury goods, like video game consoles that have an inherently good resale value to them. For me, like I said, I won't use any apps. I won't use any technology to find yard sales. I'll just go out and get them. And that's the best way to learn your area, is just start going out and driving circles. So when I first started my area, I left my neighborhood and then I did a lap of my neighborhood. And then when I came all the way back to that same intersection again, I went one more block out and then made a whole lap of that next one. And then I did the same thing again. And ultimately that last lap is something like a 3 or 4 mile loop, on the third or fourth pass around. So you're covering a fair amount of ground. And you just really want to get a good lay of the land on the first time around, and then from there just kind of sharpen it in. You're also going to learn which yard sales to just full on avoid, because you're going to see some of the same ones again and again and again. How long should you stay at a given yard sale? How long should you work a yard sale? Obviously the default answer is as long as there's good items, but the reality is it really depends on the day. Okay, if you go out in your yard sale, you have yard sales that are maybe 2 minutes apart from each other, or if you stumble into a neighborhood block sale where they've got 100 sales within 3 or 4 blocks, you're going to be hustling through those things as quickly as you can. It's a numbers game at this point. The faster you can get through them, the better. Now, today, it appears I'm in a situation where not many people have started yard sailing yet. I thought we were going to be ready to rock and roll, but you never know. Maybe I ran into a dry patch, but I'm looking up ahead. I see a sign. It's 9:09 right now. It looks like it's going to be about 10 minutes between yard sales, probably for the day. So I'm going to want to make the most of every single house that I go to. So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. I'm going to be asking if they have some of the stuff that I'm looking for. I'm going to ask if they got any more stuff inside. I'm going to ask if they know anyone that has items that I'm looking for sale as well. That's what I'm going to have to do. But let's get back to our little run here. Okay, so I finally found a yard sale that was worth going to. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Today is an overall bust. It's almost 10 o'clock. I found a total of 4 yard sales and only one that was worth getting out of the car for. I have done some incorrect predicting as far as when the yard sale season is going to happen, but that's okay. And I made the decision that if I could get one good yard sale in, I would pack it up, I would head home. There's more valuable things to do with my time. I can either list some items, do some photography, clean up the garage, maybe even hit the swap meet or something like that. There's just better things to do than me sitting out here at, sitting out here driving around looking for yard sales. Just better things to do. So I did go to one yard sale. I'll show you some cool footage of that right now. Wasn't that a cool looking yard sale? Yeah, it was actually like a somewhat of a makeshift do-it-yourself estate sale that they were doing. And I picked up a handful of very unique and interesting items. Now, we do our pickup videos on Fridays now, I think. I think that's what we're doing. And we showcase items that we get at thrift stores, yard sales, and swap meets. But because we're doing a yard sale specific video today, I thought I'd go ahead and show you the items that I got just now and let you know what I paid for them. So I got some interesting stuff. First thing is I got this tithing bag. It was a very religious, very Christian yard sale, estate sale, and that you're going to notice those every now and then. And then I also picked up this vintage magic wand, and this is made of wood. I don't know why I got this. I thought if nothing else, it might make a decent prop, and at least I can use it for the video, show you some of the other stuff I got. And those of you who are like, oh, that's sacrilege that you're storing stuff inside of a tithing bag. Come on, guys. Okay, it's all inventory to me. It's all going to go online. You know, chill out. I got this pig belt. It stands for, what is that? Patience, integrity, and guts. Yeah, and it says American Police Law Order, America's Finest. And this brass-colored pig belt, it's solid brass, goes for about $20, $25 on eBay. Cool little item. The tithing bag itself in this color, we're going to be looking at anywhere between $15 and $20. I guess the velvet purple is something that people are looking for. There we go. I got a vintage pill container. Cool little piece. That was a lot of dust. Cool little piece. I don't know anything about these. All I know is that when I was younger, I remember my father did eBay, and he would buy pill containers from the dollar store. And this is when eBay was in those early days, wild, wild west days, where you could literally sell anything and turn a profit because people were just so damn excited about buying stuff online. He would buy these 3-packs and sometimes 5-packs of these little metal containers, and they were obviously more modern than these, and he would sell them for like $10 each. And he would sell, God, like 5 or 6 of them a day. I remember we'd make regular trips to the dollar stores to buy a whole bunch of these things. And, you know, frankly, I wish he took it more seriously. I mean, he probably could have made a lot more money, but, you know, he kind of slacked off on it. But yeah, this is a much older one, cool looking one. It's got a brass finish on the interior. You know, it's not going to be super old because it has the plastic insert, but it's still a cool little piece. And I know what you're thinking, like, Jay, are you really going to make any money on any of this stuff? I got 2 more items, okay? I picked up this Franklin Digital Bible. Guys, these things are always great to pick up. It's great that it came with this as well. Always want to check, make sure your batteries ain't corroded. I lost a battery. Make sure your batteries aren't corroded. Make sure they're in good condition. And while I'm on it too, if you don't have a battery tester, they're $1.50. Every time I pull batteries out of one of these things, it's always a 1 out of the 4 or 1 out of the 2 that has gone bad, and the other battery is damn near full charge still. I think it's some type of con job to get you to buy more batteries, but I've been able to save about 60% of the batteries that otherwise would have gone in the trash because I'm able to test them and tell you that they work. But yeah, $20, $25 on this. And I know I haven't given you a price yet. It's because I paid for everything at one time. The last item up, this one's kind of cool. We got a vintage Polaroid camera. Normally I don't go after Polaroids, especially ones that are this worn. This thing's a little bit rough, but what are you gonna do? There we go. Yeah, you gotta lift the bad boy up and out. Yep. I've seen better condition cameras, I'll be honest with you. But I like the fact that not only did it come with this original bag, I've also got some of the original film. I also have some of the original flash cubes. And, you know, derpy little lots like this, you can pick up, I don't know, anywhere between $30 to $40, you know, selling as an untested piece. Somebody will scoop it up and buy it. Everything together, I paid $10 for it all. Great price to pay. I didn't even negotiate it down. The lady told me that she was raising money so she could go move to Colorado and live with her sick mother. And based on what I saw at that house, I 100% believe that. So I felt no need to shake her down at all on price. She was already giving me a good price. One item will pay for the whole thing, and the rest of it's just all profit. So I guess now we'll wrap it up. We'll end on one last yard sale question that I get asked all the time. Jay, how much money should I bring with me when I'm going yard sailing? And the simple answer is as much as you feel comfortable bringing. And it's kind of based on what your needs are. If you're somebody who only goes out and you're buying smalls, you know, I personally, what I carry is I carry $100 in mixed change. So that's going to be 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. It just puts me in a position to be able to make a buy without any friction. I don't want to wait to have to get change. I don't want to have to worry that they're not going to have the correct change. I'm bringing my own mixed change so I can go from one space right to the next. And then I'll usually bring anywhere between $100 to $200 worth of 20s. And I bring them for a couple of reasons. And I'll be honest with you, I plan for every single contingency possible. But I'll bring them so that way if there's any big buys that I need to do, I have either enough money to do the big buy or enough money to put a sizable down payment on it. Because you never know, you might run into a $400 or $500 deal and you want to be able to execute on it. So I'll have enough for a down payment or enough to be able to do the entire buy. And believe it or not, I have made great rapport with different yard sale sellers by offering them change when they need it. I can't tell you how many times I run into a seller who's like, oh yeah, no, I can't break 100. And I'll look over and be like, oh, do you need a hand with that? And they're like, oh, do you have change? I'm like, yeah, of course I have change. And then they hand me the customer's $100 bill. You know, we literally are trading hundreds of dollars worth of volume at this point, and then I hand them their $100 in change back to them. I'm like, oh, how do you need it? Do you just need some small bills, big bills? What works for you? I'm providing a service to them. I'm helping them make money. If you help somebody make money, they're going to be more inclined to help you make money. So, yeah. It's a win-win type thing. So that's my last answer for you. Bring as much as you feel comfortable, but every single thing that you do reselling wise, there's a little bit of strategy behind it. And I hope that you take note of some of the small things that you're doing that are working and continue to implement them in your business, because that's what's going to help you in the long term. You know, I don't mean to sound like a loon sitting inside of my car next to a flipping golf course, but apply these small things to your business, make more money, and yeah, remember, keep being the best version of you that you can be. That's important, okay? We're humans. We got to be good humans with what we're doing, so keep being the best version of you that you can be, and remember, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this stuff, let me know. We'll do it again next week, and have a great day.